Do you fantasize about a satellite internet that delivers super-fast broadband speeds from space? A system that can be used on moving trucks, recreational vehicles, and even boats? The ability to access the internet from space has revolutionized everything since its inception. Watch this Starlink Internet review to find out more incredible service features. What Starlink fixes. In recent memory, we haven't published coverage regarding internet access or telecom policy without receiving a deluge of comments claiming that Starlink Internet will solve the problem somehow. Is there a stumbling block? Starlink. What is this gibberish about net neutrality? It will be taken care of by Starlink. Although we entirely understand that most Americans live in the shadow of regional cable monopolies, which control the broadband market with high prices, draconian data rules, and poor customer service. If you have a second internet provider, it is likely based on older technology and delivers significantly slower speeds. However, the problem is even worse in rural America, where a combination of bad legislation and avarice has resulted in vast parts of the country where people can't even connect at 25 megabits per second down, the federal government's dismal benchmark for broadband speed. According to the best available data, only 43% of residents in rural New York have a connection speed of 25 megabits per second or more. That's absurd, especially given wireless operators have pleaded for looser regulatory supervision in exchange for the promise of rural broadband over LTE and now 5G. They have largely failed in this endeavor. More excitingly, while the $499 price tag isn't so encouraging, it would be a dream come true to order a $499 dish with a $99 monthly cost that can offer Starlink's current aim of 100 megabits per second down and 20 megabits per second up, especially since Starlink Internet has set a long-term goal of 1 gigabit per second down. For such a hefty price, what do you get in the package? As you pretty soon find out, the Starlink kit contains all vital components, including the router, necessary to get onto the service. It signifies competition, which is desperately lacking in the American broadband market. In that perspective, Starlink also reflects the American telecom policy establishment's long-held, almost religious view that facility-based competition is the best way to serve consumers. Starlink is a brand new internet access service that does not rely on current infrastructure, while handing out their filthy, sweat-stained checks in Congress. Telecom lobbyists frantically mumble, facility-based competition. That's how we do things in America. Starlink Broadband. Starlink is introducing a new top-tier service in a Starlink update, providing satellite broadband users with speeds up to 500 megabits per second, but a monthly fee of $500. Starlink Internet appears to be having a banner year this year. Plain Facts will continue to follow developments throughout the year, so subscribe to be the first to know when new information becomes available. Last year, Elon Musk's company began selling clients internet access, and it now has 145,000 subscribers in 25 countries. Our Starlink Internet review unveiled that the company's service has improved, with around 2,000 satellites in low Earth orbit transmitting signals to ground-based devices. Is it a true competitor to the deployment of fiber-based rural broadband? Let us know in the comments. One flaw in the design. The cable is permanently tied to the dish, so if it breaks, after all, it's outside, you'll have to replace the entire dish, not just the cable. The Starlink kit. Inside the dish itself is connected to a 100-foot Power over Ethernet cable, a short black metal tripod platform for the dish, the primary black Starlink power adapter, and a small silver Wi-Fi router with its own white PoE connection are all contained within the enormous gray Starlink Internet component box. The basic setup is straightforward. Plug both Ethernet wires into the power adapter and then to the wall. While you're at it, did you know Elon Musk has delivered more than a dozen Starlink dishes and satellites to serve Ukraine during this crisis? We covered it in our last Starlink video, and it's already up, so you should check it out. All of the hardware is well designed, and although being in beta, it already feels like a consumer product, with a sense of flair that goes far beyond the hospital-like sensations that most satellite gear has. The dish, formerly known as Dishy McFlatface, is white plastic with a matte white texture on the front. The mounting poles, 2 buttons, click into the provided tripod mount, and that's it. The dish is automatically aligned by motors that rotate and tilt it. No fumbling is required. Give this video a thumbs up if you like the design aesthetics of the STARLINK dish. Hit the dislike button if you don't. Even though the STARLINK kit comes with a short tripod and the sparse web instructions refer to it as knee-high, the dish should be raised as high as possible. STARLINK satellites, which are often low in the sky, require a near-perfect line of sight. Trees, buildings, and even poles can easily block the signal. So if there are enormous trees in the way, you'll have to climb up and over them to reach the horizon. STARLINK Internet beta testers have gone to amusing and beautiful DIY lengths to remedy the problem. Right now, there are no data caps, but every STARLINK update shows the company is plainly considering them, using the same preventing abuse terminology as any other broadband provider. Consider what might happen when STARLINK becomes your space-based internet access monopoly. If you join up for STARLINK as a way to tell your local cable monopoly to kick rocks, you'll be able to do so. Look, we get your excitement for STARLINK. We understand and wish we could send a photo of the dishy in our yard to every telecom CEO in the world and tell them they need to work harder. However, Plain Facts has consistently refused to rate things based on their mere potential because the sad reality is that most tech products never live up to their potential. The community of beta testers, who are all the type of clear-eyed, well-figured-out nerds who offer early tech products, an air of infectious discovery and enthusiasm, and do the STARLINK Internet review, is unquestionably the most enticing part of STARLINK Internet. STARLINK guys, we adore you. And based on its current capabilities, STARLINK is just not a viable alternative to the long lawn coax line that connects my house to the local cable company fiber facility. It's not even a worthy rival to other unlimited 5G plans, which have data caps and throttles, because you can work from home on that connection, whereas you can't get with STARLINK. In the end, STARLINK's traffic will have to pass through fiber in the ground. It seems like we should all be more forthright about what this thing can do, what we hope it can accomplish in the future, and why our current networks aren't already doing it. For more STARLINK info, watch our latest video, Insane SpaceX STARLINK Update News 2022. It has a lot of information on how STARLINK helped get vital details to stranded Ukrainians. Thank you for watching this video. We look forward to seeing you at the next one.